Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jason Lopez, your friendly neighborhood real estate broker. Hey, a lot of news happening right now in the world of real estate, and a couple of things I wanted to share with you that I got information on this morning. First is the announcement through an article in the Washington Post that several state attorneys general and large lenders, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, are actually discussing and negotiating the creation of a fund that would compensate homeowners who can prove they were improperly foreclosed on. So let me read you a couple of excerpts from this article. The article says that the fund would present a solution for both sides, helping banks avoid lengthy and costly court challenges from homeowners and aiding state investigators in their efforts to seek relief for homeowners who were wronged. It goes on to say that discussions are continuing over the size of the fund, who would administer the money, and what kind of proof homeowners would need to present to get access to the money. But there's definitely a consensus between the lenders and state officials that some sort of financial remedy is necessary to avoid any potential turmoil that could result from homeowner challenges. It wraps up by saying that any settlement between the banks and state officials would almost certainly force lenders to put more resources into loan modifications for homeowners who have missed payments rather than rushing them towards foreclosure. The banks could also be barred from foreclosing on homeowners who are simultaneously negotiating a loan modification. So of course all this has to do with the robo-signing scandal that we've been hearing so much about. Basically, these large institutional lenders had people in place who were just kind of blindly signing foreclosure documents without any real review process or anything in place to make sure that these foreclosures were in fact proper. Now, fortunately, nobody's come forward in terms of homeowners and said, hey, I lost my home to foreclosure and I wasn't behind on my payment. But certainly if there are discussions about a fund of this magnitude, there is some potential for that to happen. So we'll definitely keep our eyes and ears peeled for more information there. If you want to read the full article, you can check it out at the Washington Post website. In other news, I wanted to talk a little bit about some updated real estate valuation and data. CoreLogic, which is a nationwide company that tracks home prices and values across the country, announced that September we saw a decrease nationally of just under 3% in home prices. Now the good news is there were 7 states that showed an appreciation in price, California among them, a very slight appreciation, just under 1%, about 0.81%. And there was a region in Southern California, the Inland Empire, Riverside, San Bernardino, Temecula, Redlands, Ontario, that showed an appreciation of just over 4%. So there's some good news, some things happening in some markets. Part of the issue with the number of home sales has been the continued struggle with short sale transactions. I spoke with a short sale negotiator yesterday, and she told me she's currently handling over 70 files, and it's taken about 60 to 90 days to get bank approval. So you're talking about a buyer making an offer on a property, the seller accepting the offer, they then turn it over to the bank because they're selling the home for less than the bank is owed, and they need to get approval on that. We're losing a lot of those transactions because the buyers get tired of waiting. So 30, 40 days into it, they decide to bail out and go find another property. And I heard upwards of maybe 60 to 70% of all short sale transactions will fall out of escrow at least one time before they close. So it's a big issue. There needs to definitely be some streamlining there. So all of this brings me to my conclusionary statement of real estate is still very local. One of the things I do to measure what's really happening in my neighborhood, in my community, is A, how many signs are up, B, how many of them say sold. That's the best gauge. So drive around your neighborhood, take a look at how many signs are up, how many open houses are going on, how many properties actually have a sold sign on them, and that'll give you a good indication of what's happening right in your local market. If you have any questions about any of that stuff, or maybe you want to know about loan programs or interest rates or foreclosures or whatever, give me a call. You'll see my number right there, 619-663-8680. You can shoot me an email, jasonlopez619@gmail.com, and to search all properties, if you want market statistics, local community information, go to my website, sandiegohomesurfing.com. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a great rest of the week. If I don't catch up with you, happy Thanksgiving.